Yeah, this is second time.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome to DNA. Take two for today.
Cheers again.
This time we're doing it right the first time. The first time, the second time.
Yeah. That's how we're
Yeah.
doing it right the second time.
Yeah, we've had a bad start. We did a whole hour podcast this morning with no sound. Technical glitches.
Bitches.
Yeah, technical glitches.
Yeah, but at least we're back. So let's try to redo everything.
Yeah, we can't pick up where we left off. We start over.
Yeah, we don't want to do voiceovers because it will look like a bad Chinese movie.
Yeah, you got it.
Fucker.
Just like that.
But in any case,
Yeah.
yeah, welcome back. New year. Well,
It's not a new year. It is a new year. It's a new month of the new year.
Yeah.
So we've been a bit busy, but there's been a lot of shorts that the channel hasn't been dead. We've just been a bit deadish.
Yeah, very busy with work.
Yeah. The stuff happens. So yeah. But it's a lot of interesting things happening. Some interesting things are happening. Like we said before, this specific weekend now is voter registration weekend because the election is coming up this year.
Yes, and do we really know when is our voting month or
They haven't put a specific date, if I'm not mistaken, it's between May.
somewhere in September?
No, it's like May somewhere, I believe.
Hmm.
It can be changed.
Because normally it's early-ish in the year, but okay.
We'll see there's not a date. We only know registration weekend is this weekend.
Yeah.
And we don't have to panic yet because we are registered, even though you have to just double check. I don't know, you can't really double check, but you just know because we've voted many times before.
Yeah, they just now and then move the stations, and now we're still in the what they call it thing, playground where we used to vote. They talked about it might move to the church on top there by Magalies Crane Primary School. That'll be a mess because there's not a lot of space. But let's see if you're there early. You stand in line for a while, but you're done early. Or you can go at 9 o'clock, then there's no one.
Yeah, then you're like 1 of 10 or something.
Yeah.
In your little voting booth.
Yeah. Ach, and what? Now I can't even remember. We tried to do what we did.
Well, let's go with the voting thing again. I mean, the voting, it's going to be interesting this year because there's a lot of new parties that stuck their heads out everywhere. And some of the bigger parties are diluting. And there's just so many parties, like we said before, that if you open the ballot paper, it's like you were talking about the Indiana Jones effect.
Yeah.
With the scroll.
Yeah, you have a scroll of this long and it just keeps on going. So in South Africa, we have, I think, 50 parties.
That's insane. And if some of them you've never heard in your life before, it's we like to eat cheese on Wednesday party and
yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and there's pictures of every single party, the person, because some of the people can't read, so they look for the picture. Ah, man. Yeah. So your voting sheet is like this big, and
yeah, that's why the queue takes sometimes so slow, because when you open this roll, you have to go through that entire thing and look at all the pictures. I mean, not everybody in the country can read. There's a lot of illiteracy. So they look for the right person or the right picture.
Wow.
Make a cross.
It'll be awesome if we can also just have 2, maybe 3 parties. I think even then it will be much more closer if you, instead of 50, you have 3 parties, and that's it. You can't vote for anyone else. They must actually stop this 50 parties. Every guy that has a few bucks in the bank starts a party. I think it's stupid. They must just say, listen, all of you guys, for years and years and years, the statistics shows that you get 1 vote, maybe 2, maybe 3, or let's say up to 100 votes. Some of the parties get no votes. They must just say, listen, that's it. You're done. You try, you finish, go home. Thank you for participating. here's a medal.
Yeah, you should get some KFC, a KFC buck.
But yeah, I mean, that's stupid. It doesn't help because it splits up the country so much. You won't ever get a proper election. I mean, for me, every new party, and if that one stupid guy votes for that one party, it's a vote given to the other guy that you don't want to win, for instance.
That's true.
It's a vote given away.
But now that you're talking about splitting up the country too much, I mean, I think we are split up in the beginning from the word go automatically. I mean,
Yeah,
we've got how many official languages? 11 or
Yeah.
13 or what?
yeah, 11, I think.
11 languages. That means there's about 11 cultures in this country. It's
Yeah,
not that big for 11 cultures. Meaning there's 11 cultures with their own opinions.
each of their own 7 parties.
Yeah, with their own opinions.
Yeah,
All telling, and then it's a story about having to choose. And we spoke about this earlier as well. I mean, you're gonna have to start voting and making informed decisions. Look at the history of who delivers on their promises, who makes sense, who does random things, who makes empty promises.
I mean, the one big party that is basically the second largest party, they changed. So they have and will lose a lot of votes from a certain group of people. But then again, they gained a lot of votes from a different group of people. But that's not necessarily the party that I want to go for anymore. So, in a good decision, I'll rather go for the other party, which is gaining a lot of votes from this group of people that used to vote there. Now, I think a lot of the people are going to start to vote there. And it will have a big impact on the big parties. It's going to take the smaller party a few years, I think, to really get up and running. But I think we might see a big difference this year because a lot of people are starting, they're going to, what I spoke about, they're going to go that direction. And I mean, yeah, it's going to take a few years, but hopefully there's a change. Or we must one last time see what happens with the bigger parties and maybe still vote that one that we don't really want to vote, but it's the best one for competition for the biggest party. But I really don't want to.
But that's the thing. I mean, with the coalitions that we spoke about earlier as well, you don't really know who is having a coalition with who nowadays because once again, what you see and what you hear is not the same. And that's now also where you start having to make informed decisions and informed choices. And some of the bigger parties that are diluting at the rate that they are, that is also helping the more prominent smaller parties. There's a wasp again. We had a wasp attack earlier as well. Where this wasp came to harass us or attack us.
Yeah.
But it looks like you're gonna still maybe see that. We are ready for action this time.
Yeah.
We've got the racket because this thing is angry.
Rolandi, bring the shotgun.
Yeah, but yeah. So anyway, like I was saying, with the dilution of the bigger parties, that's not delivering on their promises, making empty promises, that is helping the more prominent, smaller parties that are making promised and logical changes and performing logical actions. That's helping them as well. So it's not just the smaller parties growing on their own. The bigger parties dissolving is helping the smaller ones.
Mm.
And I think that's basically based on informed decisions. People, you got to start thinking about it. You can't just go according to what you believe in. I missed you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This thing is.
No,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, but yeah, let's see.
We'll see
We
how it
hope
goes.
for the best. Yeah. Let's see.
It is.
Let's.
What else did you miss earlier? You might hear a lot of airplanes in the background today because there's some air show happening somewhere around here in the near future. So there's a lot of really nice planes flying overhead here and
Yeah,
flying around.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, you missed. Well, you didn't miss it.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of them earlier, but the sound didn't really work with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you might hear planes flying around throughout the video. Enjoy it.
But then also, which is coming up very soon, is Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
For me, Valentine's Day is not nice. I'll buy Dion a chocolate.
Yeah, we'll have a drink or something.
Yeah, so Valentine's Day is,
The kids might enjoy it more.
yeah. But yeah, so Valentine's Day is coming up. I like the redness of all of it. So cute, so prachtig.
Yeah.
And then, which was just happening a few weeks ago, was the Dakar Rally. I don't know who follows that, where they complain a bit because it becomes you used to have desert everywhere, and it's like plateaus of sand where the guys can really open up. Where now it's like a rally circuit. It's got twisties and turnsies, and that's throughout the whole 3,000 or whatever thousand kilometers they do. It's a rally. It's not like Dakar Rally used to. Yeah, it's Dakar Rally, but I mean, it used to be 11 or 12 days of stretches and you go places. Now it's a rally. It's not awesome anymore. I mean, although the smaller companies like the Centurion buggies, they did very well this year. They had one driver that did amazing. I know Brian Baragwanath was almost up there for a while, and then I think he had flat wheels, because that's a big issue. The rocky surfaces of the whole Dakar was an issue. Everyone, I think on days 2, most of the cars were out because no one had spare wheels left. They had to wait for the truck to come past to give them a spare wheel to put it on, and then they actually had to finish slow because there's too much rocks, and punctures was a real issue. It went well, and just almost as the Dakar finished, I think 4 days before the finish, there was another rocky stage again. Same thing. Big drivers, Alatia, Pere Hansel, I mean, all those guys, they had issues with, well, some of them had issues with punctures. The Toyota drivers, like Geniel and those guys, punctures. And it's boring to look at that. I mean, I think even it's frustrating to drive in that conditions. But anywho, it was good. It was very nice. The BRZ or BRX class of the company did very well as a group. Toyota did very well. I mean, the smaller guys are stepping up as well. It's not just any factory drivers like the Tuaregs that won a few times, the Minis that won a few times, the Audi, the Audi electrical, hybrid type of thing also did awesome. It's one of the few factory cars that's also up there with Toyota. The other guys is not really factory that's up there. It's more now a special build utility type of thing. But yeah, it's awesome. It's very nice. Obviously, I think there's a few guys that got hurt badly. That's what happened in the Dakar. Well, that is what always happens in the Dakar. People get hurt seriously. But it was awesome. It was a great event. Very nice. Not too bad.
Is the factory teams like the manufacturers themselves, like the Toyota? Is it Toyota having a team there, or is it just teams using Toyota?
No, so there is lots of teams that uses, for instance, Toyota, or from Centurion, that's in Century buggy type of thing, and the Minis, and there's some like cruisers, Land Cruisers. There's some Navaras that was there, but then also the factory guys itself, like Audi. Audi has a team there, and Toyota has a team there.
Oh yeah.
Other drivers can buy that vehicle to use as a Toyota, but Toyota doesn't sponsor them.
Okay.
Toyota sponsors these 5 drivers or 4 drivers that they enter to go do the race. So some of the factory guys have a team, and then obviously there's privateers and all those guys that uses some of the factory vehicles.
Okay. So how many manufacturers are there actually? I mean, you mentioned like this
Mitsubishi was back in the day. Mitsubishi was big. Mitsubishi was one of the leading factory vehicles but it's a driver thing. But yeah, Mitsubishi ruled Dakar for a long time. Then Nissan came on board. Then Nissan really was the first factory vehicle that gave Mitsubishi a real challenge. Then Nissan climbed out, Mitsubishi ruled again, then they climbed out, and then Toyota sort of took over from the Nissan side with the same type of drivers. And then you get the Touareg was there, Volvo, Volkswagen, Audi came on board, Mini, there was BMW, the X3s for a long time. I know Robbie Gordon drove a Hummer. Obviously, it's a heavy vehicle. He never did well, but it wasn't bad. But yeah, so there's so many different. But Robbie Gordon was not a privateer. He's got sponsors from Monster and that, but Hummer didn't sponsor him. He had to build his own vehicle. And then there's your lot of your special built type of things like the Century vehicle, the BRX or BRZ vehicle, which is a pipe frame with a body over it and a motor. But yeah, nowadays I think on this rally there was, can't remember, I think the Minis were there, obviously Toyota, and then Audi.
Okay. So there's a couple of manufactured teams left at least. So they haven't all pulled out and so on.
Yeah. No, so the factory guys still go on.
Okay.
It's nice, yeah. It's good to have them there. But these days it seems like the guys that build the vehicles and all that, everyone builds it to such a stage that it's a driver's thing. It's not a manufacturer thing anymore. If you put Alatia and Pere Hansel and those guys, and even Lube did very well, but he had car problems. So if some of the drivers is very aggressive, some of them like Alatia and those guys, they've been driving in every single type of car that was on Dakar. They've driven it. I mean, and they always finish proper. So like Alatia, you can put him in any car. You will make that car look good.
Okay.
So it's not to say that, for instance, if he drives for the BRZ or X, that's a good car. It's a fucking good driver. That's the difference.
So the good car might be if the car manages to finish without problems and so on. That might be a good car.
If you can build a reliable car and can handle this stuff, Alatia will make it look good, for instance. So it's a driver thing. Alatia is one of the best out there. Him, Lube, Pere Hansel, those guys. If you give them a car that can handle it, they will do it. But I know, like Alatia, he is a very smart driver. He knows where to push, where to hold back.
Okay. He's got a good balance going on.
Where to be aggressive, where not to. But Lube, he's aggressive because he's actually a WRC legend. But now you put him in a race where it's much more
long distance and
endurance and that. He wants to drive it like WRC, but you can't. You have to know when, where, what to push, how to push. So it's a technical thing as well. You can't just go there and drive it, but
don't drive it like you stole it all.
Yeah. So Alatia is balanced, and I think he just doesn't care anymore. Whoever gives him the most money, he'll go drive for them. And as long as the car is durable, he'll give you a good position. I mean, they also said how many Dakars he's won. I mean, from Mitsubishi, he drove for Mitsubishi. I think he drove for Touareg at one stage. He drove a Mini at one stage. He drove the Audi at one stage. I think he was in Toyota as well. Now he's in that BRZ or X, and he literally won in each single
Wow.
type of vehicle that he drove. He has won. I mean, so it's a driver's thing. If you give that guy the car that can do it, he will. Understand? So, but yeah, some of the guys had bad luck. I know Geniel had bad luck in the beginning with this rocky surfaces. Obviously, he's a South African driver, very good. Yeah, Toyota, it's capable. It's a driver thing. Geniel likes to be aggressive. And I think this time it cost him a few spaces or a few places, although his teammate did very, very well. The guy from Saudi. It's a technical thing. You can't just like you say, floor it. You have to be technical about it. But it was a good race, very nice. Yeah, but the trucks is amazing. To see a truck there in that dunes, shit.
Yeah, those things are pretty vicious for their size. But you mentioned something about Geniel also having reached some sort of
Well, Geniel is because he's so consistent. From the time he started driving with Nissan and then moved over to Toyota, I think Geniel actually for a little while drove Touareg, if I'm not mistaken. Just after Nissan, I think he drove for Touareg, yeah, Volkswagen, for a while. And then he went over to Toyota, and then he's been with Toyota ever since. From when he started up to date, he has never came in under 10th position. He's always in the top 10, and he never not finished a Dakar. So he got a record now, or he took it, or he broke it, or I don't know how, but it's now he's for the guy that's most constant. He's always in the top 10, and he never not finished a Dakar rally. He's always finished it. So I mean that's good. But yeah, so well done for Geniel.
But that goes to show you, I mean, South Africans are doing quite well. I mean, we took the World Cup again. We broke a record there with the most World Cups won for a country. We've got Dricus du Plessis that won the.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, he's got the UFC. He won that. There's another South African boxer.
He's got 2 belts now.
Yeah, but
so Dricus bitch slapped the shit out of that guy. Yeah, well done to him as well.
That was a good fight. It was a close fight, but it was a good fight.
Yeah, I got up like super early.
To see it wasn't necessary.
Yes, but yeah, whatever. It was worth it though. There was a few good fights before him, but obviously he's the guy that you really want to see, and I'm very happy for him.
He's done well. But there's another South African boxer as well that won world champion or some whatever they call it. That's also won. There's Geniel that's done well in the Dakar. So South Africa is a busy place. With all the crap that's going on here, we still deliver good.
Yeah, we still deliver, né?
Don't take crap.
Yeah, that's good. We need it. You know, it brings people together, like we said with the World Cup. It brings people together around braais, shit to talk about. It's like to talk about your own country performing well in different types of sports and events and all that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that UFC fight with Dricus is the latest.
Yeah, that was
until
awesome.
Something next, right? Nobody's going to forget it, obviously, but there'll come something along again.
Yeah.
We just do it.
What does Dricus say? They don't know what we know. Yeah, it's funny. You know,
but now they might know what we know.
When I play games a lot, Call of Duty and all that. Then the other night I was playing with Ooghies and my boss that I have now. So we played a round of Call of Duty, and we dropped into Plunder somewhere just to warm up for fun and all that. And we got another team there. Those of you who knows how Call of Duty works, you play 4 in a team or whatever, but the max is 4. So if you drop in your 3, you're already one guy down, you know. And we were moving on to another team to push them because it was our bounty that we had to get one of the contracts. And obviously, as we all South Africans, we play on a South African server. So if you push into a building, my boss will start. If the guy's name is Frikkie that we must kill in the game, he'll say, Frikkie, where are you? And then Frikkie will say, nowhere. And then eventually, when we couldn't find the guy, I'm like, listen, let's just all meet up here outside. And then we box it out. So it's funny. So the two different teams meet outside, and then we throw the guns down, and then one by one we go into the ring and we start boxing it out. So then if you down the guy, the teammate can revive him. So then we fall back. Yes, and it started off as we actually want to kill these guys, and then someone will snipe you from a third party from a distance, and we're like, fuck it, let's move into the building. The next moment, it was a fight club thing. Different teams, as they push to come and kill us, they hit the commotion, and we laughing, and guys, and then when we see there's like 7 or 8 teams all standing around, I was like, it's my turn, like, boxing it out, and then the one guy jumps in the ring. Julle weet nie wat ek weet nie. He does the Driekus thing. But his character, when he plays, is like Rambo. No shirt, black pants, and a headband. Like, you don't know what I know. Yes, so that was so funny. We had so much fun. And that was brilliant. I mean, in a game where the whole point of it is to get as much kills as you can. Everyone, and the teams kept coming in. I think we were eventually, when we ended around 10 teams before the match ended, guys just come in and start dropping all the guns. There was a heap of guns lying there in the one corner. You see on the side, people betting money in the game, dropping money. I won, takes the money. It was so fun. And we laughed because, yes, it was funny. Obviously, you get some of those people that comes in from the side. There's a lot of guys with no guns, tries to kill, but if 10 teams runs at you and just starts hitting you, you kill all of them quickly. So, no, it was fun. Yes, we had such a laugh. So, yeah, heads up if you guys are watching the stream. Thank you. That was brilliant. But, yeah, it was funny.
Oh, that does sound entertaining.
But, yeah, so, yeah, well done to Driekus there, man. What was else? Well, then we spoke about AI.
Yeah, I mean, AI is growing at a rapid rate, and it's taking over a lot of things in good ways, bad ways, and some. But we'll discuss that now.
I mean, one of the bad ways, like I explained, so the law that I've read during the week for AI, there was a picture of Taylor Swift that they took a picture and then you put it in this app and it recreates a naked version of Taylor Swift. And it looks very realistic. You can almost not, it looks like a proper HD photo. So you can't see the difference almost in AI and real life photo. So there's no law stating that you can't put that picture of Taylor Swift that you recreated onto social media and spreading it out. Well, not yet, at least. So even if she sees it, she can't take it to court because it's not actually her, it's an AI picture. It happens to look like her. Okay. But where this comes from also is there was a guy and a documentary that you can watch, the most hated guy on the internet. So what he does, if you had a girlfriend and sometimes you get naughty, she sends you naked pictures. When you broke up or when you break up, she's now your ex-girlfriend and you want to humiliate her or whatever, and you send it to this guy on this app. I can't remember the app's name. And he will then obviously you send her, this is her name and whatever. Here's the pictures. This guy will go onto this girl's Facebook page, get some of her family photos and whatever, puts it on the app, say this is how she looks, pretty, and then if you click on a link, it takes you to this naked pictures of her. And then obviously the girls feel humiliated. They know they send them the naked pictures, but they didn't want the world to see. It was private for her boyfriend. So this app became so popular. Girls all over was seen on this app and whatever. And one of the moms said, "Enough is enough. Her daughter is on there. She wants to take her off." And a big lawsuit began. But for a few years, this lawsuit go on and go on. The guy said, "Oh well, it's not me posting it. Well, I just gave them the platform to use it.
Mm.
The other people, they posting it. They're just using my platform, and I make money on it." So eventually, the mother won the case, and this guy's whole thing got banned. And he made another app for doing something else, but not as bad. So now, if you go onto certain website, you want to search certain stuff like drunk girl walking to a glass door. You know, you can't search for it anymore because it is humiliating. It's a private video, unlicensed. For instance, like I can put it like porn. Porn is licensed. Those girls know what they're doing. They want to do it. They get money for it, and then the video gets spread all over all the websites. Where now, if you say drunk girl walking into a glass door, you won't always get that result because you can't humiliate that person walking into the glass door because it's not a licensed, registered video. If I explain it correctly.
No, it makes sense.
So yeah, with this new AI thing, I got an app where it undresses people. So we took a picture of us now. Just after the first video, I explained to her, I said, "Listen, but I don't know, I got this app and this is what it's doing. I don't think it's 100% there because it gave us nice in a six-pack and like a Barbie doll. It's weird. Yeah. Yeah, he looked like Ken, you know. So obviously there is better AI stuff out there, but the apps that you see here,
Yeah, it's becoming readily available. I mean,
yeah, and it's scary.
it is.
I mean, but even the AI pictures of us looking like Ken, maybe we can do one just losing the shirts. I mean, you know how we look now.
No, we're not.
And then we'll post
Fitness models.
Yeah, we'll post one where we just remove our shirts. Then you'll see we actually look lacquer. But obviously, yeah, you can say I don't have a six pack.
We don't have six packs.
Yeah, I mean,
we've got six pack coolers, but not six packs.
Yeah, I have the whole barrel. You see, so this thing makes you look good. Obviously, we don't look as good as that, but yeah, maybe we can put it into the video somewhere.
We'll take a picture of him just standing there with just like the way we are, and then we'll remove his shirt with the app, and we'll see the difference.
And we'll put it up. It's scary, realistic, but obviously, if you see it on the app, we don't have six packs and shit, but it looks so realistic, and that's scary. But there's no law against me taking a a secret picture of you, putting it on social media, remove your clothes, and send it. There's no law against it because it's AI. It represents you, but it's not you. And what? But yeah, I think that law will come in very quickly.
But it's like I said to you earlier. I mean, there is some, like on YouTube, for instance, now they are bringing in things like if you incorporate any type of AI into your video, you need to declare it and say that some footage you don't. It's not like it's banned. You just need to inform people that there's AI content in your video, so that there might not be a misinterpretation of some sort.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it probably won't matter on platforms like YouTube, for instance. Now, if it's like the president doing the Macarena or doing a somersault or doing a boogie woogie or something, that's fine. That's planes and choppers again. Yeah, you might hear a bit of it still. It's quieter now, but there's a lot of them flying around.
It's that fucking thing.
Behind the clouds. But anyway, yeah, so the thing is now, if then there is AI content picked up in your videos, for instance, and you did not declare it, then it could be banned or removed and stuff like that. And I think that's where this controls might start happening. There might be some security authorities that have to authorize certain content for you to be assured that it's real or not real.
Mm.
So if you see something and it hasn't been authorized or stamped by some
I mean,
AI
but
something,
look at this one app you get, Face Dance.
hmm,
You take a picture of someone and he's just smiling.
yeah,
And then
start
this
singing
guy
and
sings Jingle Bells.
yeah,
Mouth moving, what.
yeah,
It looks funny, but that's the beginning part of AI.
that is,
Now, if it gets so advanced, you can make a whole video, let's say, of the current president of South Africa, where he tells a bunch of horse crap
mm,
all around, like we're going to shut off electricity for South Africa forever or whatever, and someone hacks the stations and broadcast this, and everyone's in a moor's of panic. Then we're gonna lose all the power. The president just said, but it's AI. But you
yeah,
can't tell the difference because it's becoming so good that it looks realistic.
that's the thing.
But further on, except now for photos and all that stuff, AI is also taking over like robots. I know Elon Musk, I watched the program of him and Joe Rogan the other day, where he's bringing out, it's for now, it's a Gen 2 type of robot, but already on the Gen 2, it moves like us. It takes an egg softly, you can see it picks up the egg softly and balances it on a plate on the side.
Wow.
It balances an egg on the side of a bowl.
Wow.
I mean, just because the AI, the calculations and everything, and the maths and all that shit
Yeah,
it
no
does,
algorithms and everything.
it's able to work out the angle and everything. There it is. It's balancing. I mean, that's brilliant. I mean, so now you can buy I saw an advert on when I watched a YouTube video or something, or yeah, it was YouTube or no, not TikTok. Was it TikTok? I don't know. Shorts. There's a dog that you can buy. It's just an AI dog. Obviously, now you get one that's more for your family, and it's like a pet. Then you get a little bit bigger one, like an Alsatian, where you can put some stuff onto it and it can work for you and work with you. It can go into smaller places where you can send it into dangerous gases to go observe shit. And then you get a fucking grizzly one, which basically it can pull your car, or it's a much more working type of thing with different stuff. So it's awesome. AI is becoming brilliant. I think it's not cost effective yet.
Yeah, but only time. I mean, as time progresses, it'll become more regular.
I mean, but how? Now that I think of it, in movies, like we said, what's that Will Smith iRobot?
iRobot and so on, yeah.
You saw that shit in movies 10, 12, 15 years ago, and now it becomes a reality.
Yeah.
We saw flying cars, Elon, in movies long time ago. Nah,
Yeah.
it must become a reality now.
But there are some flying cars by now. Not many, but one or two.
Is it?
Yeah, but it's like a car plane. I mean, it's a car. It drives on the road, and when you get to the airport, it actually the wings fold out and the tail folds out, and you can take off and fly the damn thing.
Shit. Oh,
It exists.
Yeah.
It's not common yet, but it exists.
I mean, you can't obviously fly in Voortrekker Road.
No.
So, yeah, but I mean, so all that stuff we see in movies. We went to the movies the other day with the kids and we watched the movie. I can't remember the name, but every single kid's got a little robot thing walking around with them, and they help them with schoolwork. They being bullies to other robots because this is the cool kids. Those are the nerdy ones. Obviously, the nerdy kids, the robots look nerdy, and the cool kids, the robots look cool. And then they talk smack to one another. It's funny, And look, it might be realistic in, let's say, 10, 15 years' time. Kids don't take bags to school anymore. Just your robot carrying your laptop.
Yeah,
and while the teacher speaks, you listen and the robot makes notes. I mean, it can be brilliant. So,
it is, man.
but yeah, so No, AI is becoming a real thing. I think it's brilliant. So maybe in a few years' time, well, the way Elon progresses,
So that's at a rapid rate.
we might get a Gen 6 that's perfect of that Tesla robot.
Well, I mean,
Awesome.
even like you spoke of, I mean, in the American and some, I don't know what countries, I mean, the delivery services are automated by
Yeah.
now. It's some places deliver by a drone by now.
Mm.
And some have got these like little vehicles with tracks, rubber tracks that actually drives. It stops at red lights and so on. There's videos on the internet and on YouTube or wherever where some of these things might just slip off the side curb and people actually just help it back on and so on. And obviously, there's someone controlling or keeping around these because it'll say thank you and whatnot. But I mean, it's happening.
Yeah, no, it's the future is here, man. I mean, Elon went to Mars. His spaceship landed. It's a reusable spaceship. It's not burning to smithereens. He can reuse some of the stuff. No, so technology, it's out there. I mean, hopefully Elon still lives for another 100 to take us into the future, because I think he's the guy to do it. If he's still on Earth, though.
Yeah, at this rate, you might freaking make another planet.
I think for him, the only thing that's pissing him off, well, except for other stuff that I heard on the video there, right, is that life literally is for him, it's too short. He wants to accomplish so much. It's just maybe the technology is not there yet, or he hasn't thought of it or wrapped his head around it as yet. But I think for him, the life is just too short. If he can, he would like to live till he's 200-300, just to achieve so much more and to make. It seems like when he talks, he wants to make the world a better place for everyone. He's really not well, maybe if you're an employee of him, but I don't think he's a selfish type of person. He really has done so much already, and if he can make the world a better place, like what's that, Starlink?
Starlink, and he's got SpaceX.
He's made
Tesla.
just through Starlink. He's made so much.
What you call it?
Possibilities for different people. He helps so much. I mean, hopefully it can become worldwide at this stage. It'll be awesome. No troubles from this cellular companies this side, but
no, but you see, there's so many speed bumps and hiccups that stand as well. I mean, everybody wants something,
a piece of the pie, and I don't think Elon is that guy to say, "Yeah, okay, I'll give." You just say, "Take it or leave it."
I mean, like you saw in some of the videos that he does, he's like, yeah, fuck off. If you don't like what I'm doing, fuck off.
People laughing at him too much. He says, "Listen, I'm going to build your roads under the ground with a big drill," and you laugh at me. Give him some time. He'll bring a big drill. He'll build your roads, because you think it's not possible. He'll make it possible. Yeah, he's the guy to prove you wrong. What's the other thing he did? Well, he said he'll give the returns to his company, or he'll give them 10 times as much in 5 years' time through whatever. And the board of directors...
Was that Elon or was it someone else?
No, Elon, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the board of directors laughed at him, and he says, "Oh, well, sign it off and I'll show you." And no one thought he'll do it. But if I do it, you must pay me a certain amount of money if I can reach that target. So no one thought, because it sounds impossible, 10 times more than they are currently doing now. It's impossible. And he did it within 2 to 3 years. Now they owe him that big, his own company owes him now that big money, but the board of directors says, "Well, we can't give it to you, that's too much money." He says, "Yeah, but you guys signed for it. You're good for it. I mean, just give me the money." And then now it's a lawsuit. But yeah, so he's, I think for him, life is too short.
That's very possible.
So yeah, but in any case, so the AI, yeah, it's getting much more intelligent, futuristic. I mean, there's an app that your grade 2, the AI writes a speech for you.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I mean, that's so common. I mean, ChatGPT, you can tell it to do something, write your speech, it'll write your speech.
Yeah. Well, you can maybe use it on any level. You don't have to be in grade 2.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
for
yeah,
anything, you
yes.
can ask it a question, it'll probably answer. You might have to double check some of the things, but it's easy and easily accessible, and it doesn't cost you anything.
But I mean, actually, if you now that I think about it, the first type of AI that existed is what's that voice of Apple that talks to you?
Siri,
Siri is AI.
that's AI. Yeah.
Siri just becomes better with every model
Mm.
Apple brings out.
Yeah,
Siri
the
becomes
upgrades,
better.
yeah.
She answers you much more intelligently. Normally, you will say, Siri, look for a restaurant, and then she doesn't answer you. She just looks for a restaurant, opens up.
Mm.
It's a voice activation type of thing. Now, Siri almost and Alexa, they
Mm.
almost have a big conversation with you.
Yeah.
I mean, my TV now at home, she's got like a Alexa type of thing on it
Mm.
to the sky with Android. And normally in a movie, sometimes it comes up, try saying something. She picks up as if I want to say something. Then I'm like, fuck you. And then she will say, although I am, let's say, although I am AI, artificial intelligence, it still hurts. You know? I'm like, okay, really?
Ah,
So AI becomes nicer and smarter, and it's awesome.
and also, like, what's that Bucky, that vehicle, that truck with that tells you I'm switching off the aircon
Wow.
because you opened the
Now
windows.
the new P series.
Yeah, that.
We were driving in Mozambique, in South Africa, but close to Mozambique. And the aircon is on in the Bucky, but all the windows is open because we are men now. You know, you're driving in a Bucky and it's
Fresh
on a
air and
vacation.
all this type of thing. Airplanes.
And obviously, the Bucky realizes, but this aircon is working its arse off, and it doesn't get the car cold. So the Bucky decides, and he tells you, I'm going to switch off the aircon because all the windows are open. And he switches off the aircon. You don't have a say in it. So sorry. So yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, if it can start thinking for you in that manner, it's brilliant.
And that's not a high-end vehicles. I mean, that's like entry-level vehicles. Yeah, so I mean, it's readily available to this AI. It's an entry-level vehicles almost, well, not entry-level, but not high-end, millions and millions and millions of rands worth of vehicles.
I mean, my dad, when he was in, I think was it Russia or Germany?
Mm-hmm.
He actually drove in a Tesla there, and then he asked the guy, "Can they really drive on their own?" The guy says yes. So he puts it on the autopilot thing, and the car drives, stops at stop streets. It avoids collision and all that stuff. He says, but you can only do it for so long, and then you have to interact or whatever. Because I think people put it on autopilot to wherever, and then they fell asleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's almost there. I think it's so close. I think that what's keeping some of the places that's really into the AI back, it's law. It's a law issue. You know, you can't do this because what if this happens again? Like in iRobot, if the wrong guy gets his hands on it, it can become a mess.
And then there's so many issues nowadays with what is allowed and what is not allowed, and all these woke people that stick their heads out everywhere and identifies as something else or someone else. There's just too many complexities involved in everything.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I don't even want to go there.
No, let's not go there.
Because then you have to build different types of robots. I mean,
yeah, but your robot might identify something else.
Yeah, if they want to.
That's crazy.
Oh shit.
So let's not go there.
Imagine that will be just, you order your robot, you want it, for instance, you want it like a cleaner, a lady cleaner in your house, and then all of a sudden this thing just tunes you. No, I'm a chicken. Walks around, picking shit, breaking cup. Yeah, so hopefully they just say, sorry, this is one standard type of robot.
Yeah, they only come in two models.
Yeah,
He and she.
yeah. No, man.
Crazy. But hey, the world's changing in a weird and rapid rate, but we'll adapt. We've been doing it since ever.
Imagine you can have like I think it will be awesome.
I think that too.
I mean,
It can-
like the whole iRobot experience. Someone
Yeah.
that helps you in the house, someone that makes food and you help them to make food or whatever. It's just it's an extra hand for us that's single. It'll be awesome. It's just it's a hand or not necessarily a voice that you can talk to, but
Yeah, just
someone
something
that
gets done.
while you want to quickly put up a frame there, you can tell him, listen, quickly just help cut the lawn. I know you get robot lawn mowers, but
Yeah, but I mean,
then this thing comes to cut your lawn. I mean, there must be some parameters. Otherwise, if you see it rips out your palmboom. But any case,
I mean, it'll be great. I mean, and with the world evolving the way it is, I mean, you'll have a bit more privacy that way. You won't random people be coming in your house. You'll know that if you want something done, it can be done then, not having to rely on some other service or people providing services. Might be safer. There will be less cases of theft and things like that where people
imagine
steal
AI
things.
security.
Exactly.
They can be behavioral analysts as a robot, and it will be brilliant. But
Yeah.
they can see shit coming a mile away.
Exactly.
My boss told me about he worked at a place where they built a certain type of material for beds, and as they start wanting this one type of machine, there's a guy from Sweden that comes in and he builds this machine, but he's building it. He's 22, but obviously Sweden guys is like geniuses when they were born, every one of them. So he's building this machine, and he says, well, in Sweden, this whole line of work, it's your job to take this vape from here and you put it there. And that's all you do the whole day for 8 hours a day. Take a vape here, go put it there. That's your job. He says you might be doing that for a week or two. The one morning when you come to work, there's a robot arm doing that. Taking the vape, putting it there. Then all you do is you sit back and look if the arm is doing it right. All the parameters. You see if this arm is actually taking it nicely, putting it on the right spot every time. If something happens, you calibrate it, program it, and then it goes on. He says, so they're not afraid to put a robot in a place of a person, but the person is still in charge of the robot, for instance. So if you can have that with proper AI, it'll work nicely. But I think they mustn't leave it to the public to program the shit.
Yeah, that's got to be very, very much under control or controlled.
Yeah.
Because that can create havoc. But I mean, that's as technology progresses, that's always been the case. I mean, that's why we've got cybersecurity at the level we've got it today, is because of people trying to sneak in and manipulate things.
True.
So I mean, security and good things and bad things always progress together.
At one stage, I think we're going to have a little real steel thing on our own.
Yeah, that'll
if AI
be cool.
becomes so intelligent or so in the future, gevorderd.
So advanced.
Yeah, advanced. That the world of boxing and UFC and all that stuff might not die out. I mean, obviously, the human factor is always better, but
definitely.
I think you'll have massive events where different companies' robots come to box out one another. It won't be people like Mayweather or a Rocky Balboa or a whatever, or Rocky Marciano. It'll be Mercedes with their AI robot versus Toyota with their AI. versus Nashua with their AI.
Yeah,
It'll-
and Apple and Samsung.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, that'll be the best fight ever
Yeah.
because they've been fighting as Android and Apple for so long actually
Exactly.
to outsmart one another. And so imagine you make an event with AI robots, so companies that compare with one another. Let's say like Ferrari, Lamborghini, they compare
Or compete,
since
yeah.
or compete. Sorry, since whenever, and now they actually have a good chance to see. Let's box it out literally, and that'll be brilliant. That'll be fun. Yes, see. Yeah, it can.
That can be-
It's just you can
It's
take it so
limitless.
far. You can replace football, or you have AI football, AI rugby, AI cricket. Obviously the cricket field must be bigger because I think AI can smack harder, but or the robot part of it. So it's limitless.
Yeah.
I mean, you can replace everything with AI I think in the near future. Well, no, maybe not near future, but our
Well,
children.
closer than we might think. I mean, at the way technology is progressing.
If you can afford it, if it's affordable, I think it will be brilliant.
Absolutely.
So, but even that dog, that fucking grizzly thing I talked about, it's not that expensive for your dog to buy like a pet type of thing, AI robot pet. I think it's $4,000.
Dollars, no.
Well, I'll just recheck, but yeah, I think it's dollars. So yeah, it's a lot of money, but
Yeah, but still, I mean, for something so
it's
advanced.
rands.
Wow.
It's not bad. It's actually it's affordable. Well, I wouldn't pay that now because I don't have that for a fucking robot dog. But I mean, I won't be surprised if at some stage you're in the dog park and this guy runs around with his robot dog.
But also, I mean, like service animals. That's the future of service animals.
Yeah,
It's
unfortunately,
reliable.
I think the battery part of it will be sort of an issue because if it walks and you don't play with it a lot, it can go 7 hours, but as soon as you start running with it, it's 4 hours. But I mean, 7 hours, if you are a blind person in need of a service dog or something, 7 hours, I think it's a good amount of time.
It is.
I mean, it can walk with you basically wherever, and it can jump. That dog can jump, and it's awesome. It's so versatile.
But then again, battery
Mobile.
technology progresses just as quick, so even that might improve in no time whatsoever.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, so
It's crazy.
it's awesome. It's I think it will help a lot. No, that's actually a good point. Like service dogs and all that. I mean, it will make it a bit safer for humans as well. So you don't have to send humans in, let's say, into a poisonous tunnel with suits and everything and hazmats and whatever to go and see what is the problem. You can, well, obviously you can send in a drone as well.
Yeah.
But now you can send in this dog, he can walk there, take pictures, look, whatever, and he can come out. And as he takes the pictures, it uploads to your phone immediately.
Yeah.
No, I think it's awesome. It's brilliant. Hopefully the voice activation is nice. For instance, if you tell the dog in South Africa English, pick up the ball, and then he is kicking the ball. So,
Okay, but there's parameters. Do not harm a human.
yeah, the 3 laws.
Yeah.
So yeah, they must just sort that out so it can understand every type of English. I mean, if you look just in England, which is the English capital, that's where it was born. From north to south, the English is so different. Yeah, so even there, if you program it to British English, the dog will have a slim chance of understanding everyone. So yeah, you might see a lot of pick up the ball and then the next video.
Yeah, kick the ball, bite the ball.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's awesome. Yeah, it can help humanity a lot if you use it on the right way. Like you said, service dog. I like that one. That's actually a good idea. Or war
Yeah.
dogs. Yeah, send them into war with you. Yeah, it might be a little bit of a disadvantage for the other side, but
Or maybe a bit more radical, like police dogs.
yeah, they won't be able to smell drugs, but
But they damn well catch a criminal.
yeah, you see. You know that movie Kingsman,
Yeah.
where that lady has this robot dogs with the teeth and grinders,
Yeah.
and that must be a police dog.
Yeah.
That's the fucking
There'll be a
awesome.
lot of law-abiding citizens.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to have a policeman with them. Someone just checking the cameras, what the dog sees and what he picks up and what, and then okay, and then bye bye.
Yeah,
wow.
that dog will demolish you. I've just had a strange idea with Valentine's Day coming up, getting a bit off topic, but yeah, no, we should maybe consider doing something like we buy a bunch of red roses, né? We go to a mall or something there, and the single ladies we see walking around, we'll give them each a rose, make them feel better.
Yeah, you can do that.
What do you think? Give us your opinion. What do you think? Would you like to see something like that? Well, we might have to ask permission from people, but
You
yeah.
better buy more.
We've got permission.
Yeah.
You see.
Yeah. No, I was actually in the week, while I was with a busy schedule, I was thinking on Valentine's Day, that's something I want to do. But just buy a big bag of chocolates or whatever and walk around the mall or give it to my security. Each a big bag of chocolates and just on Valentine's Day to all the tannies. Just give roses or chocolates to, with a little note saying Happy Valentine's Day from the mall. And all that. I was actually thinking about that, but this can also help. It will also be awesome. You can put a channel there, what.
Yeah, that's an idea.
No, I think it's awesome. You can maybe look at something like that. Yeah, let's discuss that.
We'll have a look. We'll have a look at it.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
But once again, tell us if you've got a better idea of what we could do, maybe. Obviously, we don't want to spend a fortune. It's just an idea, a kind-hearted idea.
Yeah.
But I will look for the single ladies, the ones that might need a little bit of a.
Yeah.
If
we really start getting lots of support and we make lots of money, we can also have giveaways on Valentine's Day. Like we'll give you a lady.
Not just, we can use various occasions.
We'll give away women. If we make lots of money, you can win a woman. Yeah. Maybe just for a day.
Let's not go there.
Not forever. It's not Ethiopia or something.
We're not going into slave trading or human trading.
We're not trading. We're giving it away. Trading is money for women. It's not any funny. We're giving it away. But in any case, yeah. No, so that'll be we must talk about that Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we've got about 2 weeks, give or take.
We can even do it on Easter as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
So yeah, give us some ideas if you've got some ideas there. We can use it. We're willing to evolve somewhat.
Yeah, somewhat.
We're still just very basic men. No, we can't evolve that much.
Yeah, I think men has evolved as much as they can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We evolve other things now, but we as evolved as
men,
it doesn't get it.
Yeah.
We kind of look like men has looked since 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably will look 30 years from now. But then again, with this new Gen Z, that's a bit of an odd one out. But
yeah, it's scary. It seems. I had an interesting thing. Sorry, we are blubbering on, but the other day I heard something similar to, if you put a goldfish in a bowl like this, it will only reach a certain size. So if you take that goldfish, you put it in a bigger tank, the fish will become a little bit bigger. And I don't know if a goldfish actually becomes a koi if it's in a dam, for instance.
I don't know.
I think it's a certain type of fish that becomes koi. But the bigger the bowl, the bigger the fish. Even crocodiles. If you leave a crocodile in a small pen with water and you feed it, it only becomes this size. If you take that crocodile into a bigger area or bigger enclosure, it will become bigger. So if you put it in the wild, that's why you get this fucking rubber monster.
Nile crocodiles of ours.
Exactly. If you, I missed my point.
Uh, I'm guessing evolution of some sort or something.
Well, so now our suburban areas becomes more populated.
Yeah.
And studies show that because of all this processed foods, as farmers wants to get carrots, for instance, quicker, faster, bigger, and our suburbs becomes more populated, the next gen people becomes smaller. They won't become like us. We're a bigger. If you look the average length in the world, we are in South Africa in our age is normally above average. Actually, far above average in our length and weight and size. If you look at the newer generation people, if they reach our age, for instance, the length is shorter, they're smaller, they don't come out as big anymore. Unless if you if you grow a kid on a farm. Unless if you live on a farm where you've got space, obviously that kid or children will become as normal, men, length, body wise, what. But the city people is actually getting smaller.
Is that like, I'm not trying to be racial cultural now, is that why the Eastern nations are smaller people in general? Because they live in vastly overpopulated areas. That's quite a possibility, over time. And they've been living like in vastly.
Yeah, they're very populated and congested.
And it's been like that for a long time.
I mean, just look in our area. This used to be a velkie.
This used to be open.
I mean, we used to be able to, from Roslyn, walk all the way in a veld to my house, where I live now. With no houses in between, there was some roads of future planning, but this was all veld. Guys used to on Sundays drive here with motocross bikes and quad bikes and bicycles. This was not long ago, man. This I think was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Now look how populated this area has become. And it's just, if you look here, there's nothing. Tomorrow you drive by, there's a block of flats. I mean, they're building it here, just up the road here. A new block of flats. I mean,
and it's quick.
Well, there behind where Mini and them was Jeep, there's block of flats. I mean,
and that's a big block. That's a lot of flats.
Huge.
And that was quick. I've known that was a very quick block.
No, so the new generation people actually becomes smaller, and it's scary because of this processed foods and stuff. I mean, we spoke about it earlier when we make toasties. The cheese you buy, that I call it plucky cars, because it's just
it's slices of cheese.
Slice of cheese, but it's processed. So it's not real cheese, but it's like vegan cheese. Not that I know what vegan stuff is, but for me it's vegan cheese because it's fucking processed. And because of that, cheeses, anything you can buy, meat, all of them has this processed shit in it because the feed the animals get, all of it is stuffed with hormones and stuffed with protein and all that
to
make them growth hormones,
size and everything,
to make them bigger, heavier, faster, and
that is up to a certain point. I mean, a lot of the agricultural and so on farmers they are going back to a much more naturally grown and plant-based.
Yeah, because now you get not now. It's been out a while, but people rather buy free range chickens and free range sheep and free range what fucking ever.
Cows and everything.
I mean, they still give them this hormonal explosion foods, but if he wants to, he can walk out that door and go get a worm or an ant. He can, if he wants to. He's free to do it. But why would he? If he can just stay here and still eat this protein bomb pellet,
But I mean, yeah,
Dove's back.
but that's now. How is it? But I mean, there's a lot of farms, but you do pay more for those things because they take longer to grow as well. Where it's just all natural food, all free range. They
Yeah,
put a
well,
cow on a field and a
like
sheep in a field.
Yellowstone Ranch.
That's
free
type of
range,
thing,
yeah. No,
And stuff in the UK, there's a lot of free range stuff happening there nowadays.
yeah. Well, I know here in South Africa, in the Free State, and there's a lot of free range stuff as well. I mean, it takes longer, but it actually tastes better.
It does.
I mean, but you get your commercial farmers that
I mean, especially
smack
chickens.
it,
I mean, chickens and those chicken
Yeah.
rows and chicken, what do you call
I
it?
mean, I can't believe I was on a chicken farm once and this was a job we did over about 2 weeks, so it's 15, 16 days, I think, almost 20 days.
Yeah.
From day one, because they buy thousands of day one or 1 day old chickens, hatchlings or chicks. And within that 2 weeks, whatever time period that we went there, you can almost see that chicken grow every day. I mean, so they feed them with this special feed and whatever for, I think it's 36 days on the dot, because they've worked it out. 36 days, this thing weighs 1.8 kilos or 1.4 kilos. And then when you remove all the shit and you freeze it, and that chicken you buy, the whole chicken, that thing is supposed to come out as a 800-gram chicken. And on day 36, they come, they take all that chicken, send them to the abattoir, and then they bring in another thousands of 1 day old chickens, chicks, whatever. And every 36 days, they new bunch out, in.
And in
out.
the meanwhile, they lay eggs, I guess.
No.
No.
Well, you get your egg-laying chickens and you get meat chickens,
Okay.
same as cows. You get your milk cows and your beef cows and your vegan cows, which is a free-range cow. It only eats grass.
But how do you eat a vegan cow?
With your mouth.
Which part is the vegan part?
The dick. I don't know. But in any case, so yeah. But well, so that was amazing. They make so much chickens, and that's why I couldn't understand why in South Africa, when we had a while back this chicken thing that no one can do chickens anymore because there was a sickness in chickens, whatever. It had a massive impact on South Africa. Obviously, South Africa eats a lot of chicken. It's more on, white and black. Obviously, we are the ratio much more black people than white people, and black people like chicken. So that had a massive impact on, especially the black communities. They were running out of chickens to eat. And that was, man, I think 1 month without chicken production, we almost ran out. That's scary. So they had to bring in chickens from somewhere else with no sickness or whatever and almost start over. So it's scary. But yeah, they pushed that chickens through 36 days.
That's like a bit more than a month.
Huh?
From
Well, you can go and if you do it on small scale, just for your family, you can go to your pet shop, buy a 1 or 2 day old chicken, chicklet, drumstick thing, and you buy this special type of feed that you can buy here at Ubaru, and you fucking force feed that thing. Water on this side and the food on this side, and you keep that bowl full of food. So the chicken will literally live just in this fucking area.
So he's free range. You can go where you want.
Yeah, he can go wherever he wants. You know? There's a whole place. But why? Because he can stand here, eat, you know, and then turn around and drink water. And then, hungry. Just turns around again and fucking eat, turn around, drink water. And then he can do the whole day until he goes to sleep. And that chicken will just plop. And if you feed it obviously longer than 36 days, it becomes heavier. So in actual fact, Woolworths or Checkers and those guys don't want chickens that weigh 3 kilograms when they sell it. As actually, I don't know why. But anyways, so you'll see whether you go buy at Woolworths, Spar, Checkers, wherever, they will give you chickens that's all approximately the same size. Let's say 800 grams or to 1 kilogram. Then you can buy at some places where guys want to make it their own little business, but they sell to the community. And they make money because it's better value for money. Obviously, they work out how much and then they sell you this chicken for 150, but it looks like a turkey, but it's delicious, you know? I mean, and it's bigger. So you can feed a family of 4. Well, our family, we deleted chicken, you know? But if you have this size chicken, it might last you for the next day for like a chicken and mayo toasty.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's actually, I want chickens there, but I don't know. People are always complaining and because they stink a little bit. But in any case, you can try. Go buy yourself 5 chickens, a bag of feed from Ubaru, put them there with the water behind them, and they'll eat and whatever. After 40, 45 days, you can take them to abattoir or just gut them, put them in the freezer, and you'll have a fucking chicken. Yeah.
So many possibilities.
And it's fresh.
Yeah, that's gonna be fresh, man. Hey, how did we end up on the chickens now? I'm not complaining. I'm just wondering.
No, it's a processed food with a goldfish.
How did we get to that?
I don't know. It was a fun fact.
But remember when we said in the beginning, when we start talking, it goes on and on and on and on and on.
So yeah, I think this video is longer than the first one in any case, but hopefully the sound works. If you don't see this one, you know it didn't work.
You know the beginning works?
Yeah, we tested it out 3 times.
So hopefully the whole video is listening still on. Yours is still on.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think yours. Yeah, okay. We're fine. But anyways, on that note,
absolutely.
Like and subscribe. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Like we said, let us know if you took some tips from the other videos. Where did you go on holiday? Did you stay at home?
What did you do?
Where did you go? Why didn't you contact us to take you on a tour?
What did you do? All that stuff. Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. Talk to us.
Yeah.
Let us know about the Valentine's thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us ideas. Or whatever.
But okay, guys.
Until next time.
Have a lovely one.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Cheers.